The National Secretary of the All Progressives Congress APC Caretaker Committee, Senator John Akpan Uduede, has inaugurated the party's State Congress Committee chairmen and secretaries, charging them to sustain the gains already made by the party's leadership. Speaking at the inauguration ceremony in Abuja, the secretary appeals to the newly inaugurated party officials to work hard and prevent disagreements that could affect the party's fortunes in 2023. He also applauds the Senate for okaying electronic transmission of elections results for the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Take a listen to Senator Akpan Uduede.
Just yesterday, the Senate okayed the direct mode of primaries for nomination of candidates and also electronic transmission of results subject to harmonization by the Joint Committee of the National Assembly. Our party members can now appreciate the wisdom of the leader of our party, President Muhammad Buhari, when he pushed that the party be taken back to the grassroots. Therefore, it behoves on us as party leaders to sustain the progress we have made and the gain we have recorded thus far. We expected that every bickering be nipped in the bud. So, we circled the wagons and approached the 2023 election as a unit. As chairmen and secretaries of the state congresses committees, you are expected to conduct yourself in a manner that endangers confidence in the process. You all were carefully selected based on your proven records. The party trusts in your strength of character, integrity, and capacity to be fair. We expect the very best from you all.
There you have it. That is the Secretary of the APC, Senator Akpan Uduede. Well, over the last few days, there have been a lot of overtures on the 2023 presidential race. Major players within the APC, the ruling party, have come up with support for different personalities in the party. The names of former governor of Lagos State, Bola Tinubu, has come up. There is a support group called Swagger. The Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, his name has also come up with a support group called the Progressives Group. There are different support groups now in the APC conversing for different people. There are other names, Yaya Bello of Kogi State, Kaude Fayemi of Ekiti State. These are some of the names. Goswe Apabio, the Minister for Transportation, Rotimi Amechi. All these are names that have come up about those who are possible to run for the office of the president on the platform of the APC. And the analysis goes on and on. But what are the chances of the APC, considering what the main opposition PDP is also doing in their own circle, and the calculations and the zoning debate, all of these issues? Let's speak with the national youth leader of the APC, Mr. Ismael Ahmed. He joins us now right here in our Abuja studio. Thank you so much, Ismael, for coming tonight.
Thank you for having me.
First and foremost, there's a group in your party. They say they are not youth anyways, but there are a few young people amidst them. And we had one of them who said that there's now a major problem in the party, that the party needs a rebirth, that in fact there is a strong element of imposition because of these issues of consensus. They are aggrieved, and they say the party is in a very dangerous position right now.
Well, first of all, I don't think the party is in a dangerous position, so to speak. But I understand that in the last one year plus that we have been saddled with the responsibility of running the party, I think we have done incredibly well, looking from where we're coming from. We came from a situation where we lost a couple of states during the ballot, during the election. We lost some states before we got into election. We lost some states through court cases. We lost Zamfara and Bayelsa through, as far as I'm concerned, pure injustice of the courts. We lost Bauchi and we lost Adamawa during the election. We lost Oyo You know, we could have won Oyo. Oyo was our state. We lost Oyo. We lost. I think a couple of few states. Yeah, so a couple of few states. Looking at where we are coming from, and now, fast forward a year later, we have gained a couple of few states, and we are gaining momentum. We're going strong as we go along. I don't think the party is in a dangerous place, but I understand when members of the party are not comfortable with certain things that go on in certain places, especially because to them, consensus just means whoever has the authority in that particular area just decides who he wants and then stamps on it and said that that is consensus. But we in the party, we have given a clear rule on how consensus should be reached. There are guidelines to that. There is a constitutional provision to that. And then we have laid out all kind of processes, from appeal processes, and then it will come to us, as a matter of fact, before we approve it. So, of course, people are aggrieved, and this, you have to understand that for the first time in 20 years, since 2003, 2023 will be an election that will be truly in all senses an all-comers fight, where there will be no incumbent running for re-election in the presidency, and there is no President Muhammadu Buhari running because he has been more or less like an incumbent in the opposition from 2003 all the way to 2015 until we won election. So it's truly an all-comers fight. There's a lot of people who are interested. There will be a lot of postulations and a lot of speculations around, and there will be people who would suggest second guess. There will be a lot of that, and this is such a popular party. We have demonstrated capacity to win elections on the ground. So I can understand the aggrieved members of the party, and then we can talk about that.
One issue they raised, which is very critical for a lot of the leaders and members of the party, is that it's like deja vu for them, because what happened to your party to the extent that Adams Oshiomhole was removed, they said that is replaying itself again.
Like what?
The issue of imposition, that's what they alleged. No. Right there where you were seated is one where Ayoyala or one of the members of that group said.
Well, I think we have to go with specifics. I don't think it's about, I don't think we have, as a party, that we have made impositions like that. I don't think we have. I don't believe
he gave examples.
Like what?
Lagos, Osun State.
There
were parallel congresses in Osun State.
No. Are you talking about congresses, or are you talking
those
about
are the
elections?
Congresses. The outcome of the congresses is what they.
No. There will always be aggrieved. You see, there will always be people that would be aggrieved if they are parallel congresses. So we have issues. There are particular states that we have particular issues with, no doubt about it. You know, but to say that the whole gamut of the congresses was a failure because we have some silo states where we have problems, it's absolutely not true. But yes, we have issues in Osun State and some couple of few other states that we've had problems.
They are saying these issues are just like a mirror of what has happened before.
And then we have to do all we can to make sure that we resolve them.
But do you agree to what they say, that the party needs a rebirth?
I think the party is going through a rebirth, but it needs a lot of, we are hoping that by the time that we have a new set of leadership, elected leadership at the national level, we already have at the Ward Congress, ward and local government, and we're going to have state congresses on Saturday, that hopefully when we have substantive leadership of the party, at the end of this exercise, the caretaker committee would have enough time to be able to reconcile some of these issues. There will be reconciliations, no doubt about it, as we go along, because these things are not going to fizzle away. There will always be someone who is aggrieved.
But when will the convention be, really?
I think that's a decision for NEC, and NEC is waiting for the conclusion of the state congresses, and then there will be a meeting, and NEC will set up.
So you see, this is one of the things that they are not happy about. I think that there is this hush-hush kind of
It's not hush-hush. Anybody who is a party... No.
Why are you not making it public?
No, because
why is it
NEC has not sat down... No, hold on. NEC has not sat down to agree on a date. It will. It's as simple as that. PDP did the same thing. Why isn't everyone shouting?
Well,
PDP waited till after the...
convening NEC?
After state congresses. Then there will be a date for NEC, and NEC will decide when the convention will happen. Convention will happen... It's not a matter of if, it is when. It must happen.
Will it happen this year?
Absolutely.
before the end of December.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's news actually. Let's take a look at what we've been saying in your party, defections and defections that people, I mean, your party have been on the receiving side. Several governors have joined your party. The likes of Chief Fenika, they also joined your party. We've seen Dr. Okeke from Abia and Anambra State join your party. Are you happy with that?
Absolutely.
What does it mean for your party?
It means that we are increasing numbers. And then we're having a lot of people that would come in and would come in with their bag of support. Why not?
And
which political party?
And their baggages too.
Yeah, you know, I don't kid myself. There are some people that are joining APC and there are some people that are joining APC's government. There are two different things and we know the difference.
So because the issue now comes to the question of philosophy and ideology, that your party says, this is who we want to be, this is how we want to run. In fact, you're in the early stage of the life of this party. You identified yourself as a welfareist, left of the center.
As progressives.
That's the ideology, left of the center.
As progressives.
That's what you said your party is.
Yes, progressives.
But now you're having a lot of people come. It's now what they say, all comers are fair.
No, the party is not changing. They are changing for the party. The party is not changing for them. That's
so you can welcome anybody, no matter who they are.
It's a political party, it's an association of where people are welcome. So if you are coming, we have particular mantra before you come.
Even those who heavily criticize your party.
I'm not very happy about some people, yes.
Why are you not happy?
Because I don't think they have, but that's my personal opinion. I'm a party leader. I'm not allowed to share my personal opinion on certain things, but I will share this. There are certain people that I'm not comfortable with. But it's not about me. It's about the political party.
Why are you not comfortable with them?
I don't know, because of the same reason you mentioned, because they roundly criticize the party, they roundly criticize our president, our leaders of the party. Not only did they criticize them on political issues, it was personal, it was deep-seated, it was hatred, there was anger, there was a pathological hate that was coming from some of the things that they did. And I just take an exception to that.
You've heard this saying, show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are.
Well, we are.
So your party is an association, and the kind of
it's not association of friends. It's not association of people.
Well, you have party members; they are friends.
Well, not all party members are friends. Not all party members are friends. There are certain people that I probably would never be friends with.
So you will not welcome your enemy into your home.
It's not my home.
Your party is your home, politically.
No. What I'm saying, yes, politically speaking, that's why it's not my decision to make alone. There's for every person that I see as somebody that I cannot welcome, somebody else might see a good reason to welcome him. So I cannot superimpose my opinion or the way I feel on a structure of a party that belongs to millions of people. We have 40 million members. I cannot decide. But I personally, there are certain people that I know are not joining APC as a political party. They are joining us because we're in government. And I know the difference.
Who are those people?
I don't worry about that.
No, tell us.
I'm a leader of the party. I'm not going to call names.
You don't want to name?
No.
Okay, that's fine. I'd like to get your view. You're a lawyer. What happened in the Senate and the House? I mean, this transmission of result, the amendment to the Electoral Act, particularly as a leader of the party, the issue of direct or indirect primaries. Now they're going for direct primaries. Do you think this is good for the APC? Direct primaries?
Yes, I think it is good for the party, for the APC. I think it is because it's a party that has been built on direct primaries. The last election we held, the last primaries we held was direct. And I think it encourages inclusivity. But this is where I have a bit of an issue. And, you know, I probably will run into a lot of problems, into trouble with this, because as a leader of the party, again, I'm not allowed to say my personal opinions on certain things, but I would say this.
You can make exceptions.
You are not the one who is going to put me in trouble.
I said, no, you can make an exception to some very important...
You know, okay, so this is the situation. This is what I think. APC will welcome direct primaries. It's what we've always advocated for. My issue, you know, with the government... now in the National Assembly, legislating for political parties on how to conduct their primaries and giving them no choice than only one choice is a bit of a quagmire for me. It's a political horror show waiting to happen for other political parties that are not as versatile and are not as big, and they do not have the resources. Just say, let me give you, for example, my state, Kano. We have 44 local governments. We have 484 wards. And if you are going to do direct primaries, you are going to do them in 484 wards. So, for example, if you are given a window of 1 week for all political parties to do their primaries, so 20 political parties want to throw up candidates. 20 political parties would have to go to 484 wards and conduct primary elections within 1 week.
It would be chaotic in your
I think so.
thinking.
I think so. I think so. So I think that as much as I know it's coming from a good place, from the National Assembly, and it's something that I welcome, I would like to see my party participate in it. And I know for a fact that we as a party, we would have done, even if this provision did not come in the Constitution, we probably would have ended up doing direct primaries anyways.
But
I think the legislation takes away the democracy and the freedom of the party to decide on its own for that. I think that is my issue with the legislation itself. But I think for my party, which is big enough, and we know we have members and we are an inclusive party, I think it's something that I'm proud of.
In the cabinet of President Muhammadu Buhari, and I'd like you to make an exception to this because you've made a few exceptions, and this will not put you into trouble. When you're in trouble, just call me. I'll bail you out. The cabinet had done a retreat.
Right.
Some people are advocating that the president needs to rejig his cabinet. Do you think so?
It's absolutely prerogative of the president. I'm not going to mention it.
But
I'm not only a
Make
youth
an
leader.
exception.
I'm an
You won't be in
associate to the
trouble,
president.
If you are, just call on me.
No, I
you
think
have my mobile number. I will rescue you.
I think that's the absolute prerogative of the president to do.
But
as
you
he
know the
pleases.
yearnings of Nigerians and the youth, a sector that you represent in your party. Are they clamoring? Do they want a rejig?
We have written our own concerns to the president and our own report after we held the Progressive Youth Conference. The president has listened to us. He has given us an audience. We're seeing him very soon. So yeah, I will leave it at that. The president he's entirely within his right to do as he pleases.
Do you think that
is absolutely his cabinet?
Is 100% is up to par with what the expectations? You are one of those who climbed the podium to campaign for your party.
Yes, and I will do it again and again.
Can you boldly beat your chest that your party and the cabinet that you have put forward is the best that Nigeria deserves?
I think we inherited a very terrible system. I think that's what we did. We're trying to reject the system. I think to individualize government and put it down to the ability of one person or two people to be able to write a system that has been wrong for so many years is absolutely unfair on the person. But let me tell you this. We are trying to rejig the system for as much as we can. And as a party, ultimately we'll have to write our report to the president whether or not we are comfortable with certain things, and I'll leave it at that.
I'd like us to wrap up the conversation on the 2023 game plan of your party. I see that there's a lot of undercurrent, there's a lot of work in the dark, and now some of it are coming into the open. PDP is confident that they're going to beat you to your game.
They've said that in 2015, right? And they were in power. We beat them. They said that again in 2019. We beat them. We are not cocky people. We are not condescending, right? And we are not going to tell them that they don't mean anything, because any right-thinking politician knows that no matter how minute an opposition is, it can grow, you know, and it can become a behemoth. So I'm not going to tell you that PDP doesn't mean anything to us, because that would not be true.
They say you are afraid.
But I'm confident. I'm confident from what I've seen. I'm being in opposition for, what, 12 years, 13 years before we got into government. I don't see PDP defeating us now.
They say you are afraid of a few names, like Atiku Abubakar.
Who said that?
Like Tambuwa. That's what the PDP feel. And as soon as they drop those names and they appear on the ballot, that your party is in disarray.
And if I can remember clearly, we defeated the same Atiku Abubakar in 2019.
And you think you can
we
do
defeated
it again?
Atiku
Abubakar runs again, you think you can beat him?
Well,
or Tambuwa runs?
As far as I'm concerned, we defeated Atiku Abubakar in 2019 in the general election. Buhari defeated him in 2014 in the primaries. And, you know, Tambol was defeated in their primaries in 2019. So there is no one person that I would say would send jitters to a whole party like an APC. But like I said earlier, we do not underestimate anyone.
So, but the kind of names that have come up in your party, VP Oshibaja said, well, he's not involved in those calculations. His office has officially come out to say that, but his name has come up. Bola Tinubu, his name has come up. It's the kind of quality that you think you're boasting about tonight.
If there's one thing I'm absolutely confident of, is that we have the best presidential quality materials in APC. There's no doubt about it. Call any name. But as a party, if we have not started selling forms, if you have not picked a form, if you have not declared interest, if you have not come to us and tell us that you are running for president, it's all speculation. I cannot be part of speculations.
What's your biggest fear? The kind of mistake that you think your party should not make to win an election?
Is to neglect the young people.
What about zoning?
I want as 2015 election was about change for APC. 2023 must be about the youth. That would be the language. The party must make itself attractive to young people.
Is your party going to consider zoning?
Of course it has to.
And will it be south?
I don't know that. That's a decision for the party to make.
Ismael Ahmed, National Youth Leader of the APC, thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you tonight.
Thank you for having me as well.
I appreciate it.